Again. Good afternoon again. Good afternoon again. Right now we will be also further discussing more about qualifiers, the qualifiers for Euro 2024. They did also kick off this past weekend, which was match day 5, right? So we saw Netherlands take on Greece. So coming into this one, Netherlands were under pressure, um, but they did cruise to a 3-0 victory over the 2004 champions. It did kind of like ease off the pressure of coach Ronald Koeman after a poor start to his second tenure at the national team. Netherlands had a poor start to their European qualifiers. As the last time they won, they've only won one competitive match coming into this one, and the last competitive match that they won was against Gibraltar. So they were very much under pressure going into this game, and a win, anything less than a win, would be very unsatisfactory, and it would not assist in terms of the course of coach Ronald Koeman. So obviously, Netherlands were under pressure, but an emphatic display and a great performance by the team did obviously ease off the pressure of the players as well as the team, as well as the coach as well. And in front of their home crowd, they were expected to deliver. They did deliver so well today with a convincing 3-0 victory over Greece, 2004 champions, of course. They took the lead in the 17th minute thanks to midfielder Martin Deron, and then Cody Gakpo, Liverpool uh, forward Cody Gakpo doubled their lead in the 31st minute after a superb volley, which was a great play. It was a great build-up from the Dutch team. They played so well. It was a great build-up leading to the goal, and which saw the former PSV midfielder slots in coolly with a great volley to double the advantage of the Netherlands team going into the halftime break. They did eventually also triple their advantage in the 39th minute of the game, thanks to former Manchester United forward Wout Weghorst. He didn't really have a great time at Old Trafford. He had a very turbulent time at Old Trafford under his former fellow Dutch compatriot, manager Erik ten Hag. He did net a few times, but he was not as clinical as one would expect in order for him to be fully deserved number 9, fully deserved main man at the Red Devils, because a team of Manchester United's caliber, you need somebody who's reliable, who can score goals, who is actually confident, and who's consistent. So unfortunately, he didn't make the cut, but he's still a quality player, and his man of the match display against Greece did, of course, solidify the fact that he is a quality player. I mean, he was able to link up with all the players, able to link up with the midfielders, and he did so well, man. He played very well. And then also in the other game, we saw Poland take on the Faroe Islands. Poland obviously cruising to a 2-0 victory over the Faroe Islands, thanks to a brace by obviously their star striker, Robert Lewandowski. He scored from the penalty spot and also added a second to his name, securing a comfortable 2-0 victory for Poland in their quest for qualification in next year's Euro tournament. Also in the other game, Portugal. Also in the other game, we saw what you call France take on Ireland, Republic of Ireland, at the Parc des Princes, the home of Paris Saint-Germain. And obviously France cruised to a comfortable 2-0 victory thanks to thanks to a brilliant goal by Real Madrid midfielder Aurelien Chouameni. Uh, great goal from outside of the box, great bend after being set up by Kylian Mbappe, and then obviously France added to their advantage thanks to Inter Milan striker Marcus Thuram. Obviously, France played well. They were obviously on the front foot all game long. They created great chances. They could have won the game by what, 3, 4, 5-0, 6-0 perhaps. Um, we saw Usman Dembele on the right hand side, Mbappe obviously on the left hand side, and then Griezmann playing in behind forward Marcus Thuram. And what a great game they all had. It was a great display by them. We saw Usman Dembele having so many, creating so much from the right hand side, bringing those wonderful crosses, taking on the defenders. You know, as like we saw with the when he hit the ball, Usman Dembele hit the woodwork after eliminating one defender and hit it with his right foot. We know Usman Dembele is like a versatile player. He can use both feet, his right and his left. He's got the pace. He's got the ability to dribble past defenders. And wow, he is indeed a gem for the French national team. It's a shame that he left FC Barcelona, but of course, maybe he can make a name for himself at Paris Saint-Germain alongside one of his best friends, Kylian Mbappe. So Usman Dembele also had a great game. Despite that hitting the woodwork, he did create a lot of chances before being replaced as well by Kingsley Coman in the latter stages of the second half. We also saw Eduardo Camavinga come on. What an impact! What a great player he is playing alongside his Real Madrid teammate Aurelian. Yes, I'm pronouncing it finally right. His name Aurelian Chouameni. Aurelian Chouameni. Aurelian Chouameni. Um, yeah, and what a great combination that would be at Real Madrid as well. Camavinga is a good player. We saw him great touches, great passing ability. He's very versatile as well as a midfielder, defensively and attackingly. He's got the pace. He knows how to link up play with his teammates, and that's what we saw, man, in the game. Of course, he didn't play for long. He only came on in the last, I think it was in the 85th or 86th minute of the game. But he certainly did hold up the game. He did also help France to manage their two-goal advantage. And on the side of Kylian Mbappe, he did have several chances here and there that he could have capitalized on, including that wonderful build-up that France had. Theo Hernandez gave a wonderful cross. Unfortunately, it was not met by Kylian Mbappe. Uh, Unfortunately, he couldn't get a touch on that ball. He was not even in an offside position. He was clearly onside. But unfortunately, he knows that he could have gotten a touch, but it was a great chance for him. He also had a decent game, getting an assist by setting up that wonderful goal scored by Aurelian Chouameni. What a wonderful player. Chouameni is a wonderful player, man. Indeed, what a gem. I think this wonderful goal that he scored in this game against Ireland was redemption for him after that missed penalty that he missed in the shootout against Argentina in the 2022 World Cup final. So this was definitely redemption for the Real Madrid midfielder, and hopefully he can take it to the top, man. From here, hopefully he can be more consistent again with these performances at club level. Get to see more of him linking up play with um, Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, Jude Bellingham, who was also very much on fire for Real Madrid. So yeah, it was a great performance by France, and kudos to them. Kudos to them. Also, as well as furthermore, Croatia were also rampant in as expected. They defeated Latvia 5-0 as expected. It was obviously expected. Thanks to a brace by Dino Zagreb striker Bruno Petkovic, as well as former Leicester City forward Andrej Kramaric adding onto his name onto the score sheet, as well as we saw Mario Pasalic of Atalanta also getting on the score sheet, as well as Feyenoord midfielder Luka Ivanovic also getting his name onto the score sheet. So it was a great win for Croatia. And as we know, Luka Modric, who turns 38 today, showed no signs in terms of slowing down. What a great player, what a gem. He played six key passes in yesterday's game. Created chances, linking up play, with his midfield partner, former Inter Milan midfielder, who has gone on to move into the league in Saudi Arabia. Um, Mario Brozovic, what a great player, what a stellar career Luka Modric has had, and happy birthday to Luka Modric, happy 38th birthday, Luka. You've been a great footballer, and he's definitely showing no signs in terms of slowing down, showing no signs at all in terms of slowing down. What a great player he is, and he was very key in Croatia's win last night over Latvia. As well as we saw 2016 champions Portugal get a 1-0 victory away to Slovakia thanks to a wonderful goal by Bruno Fernandes in the 43rd minute, which did prove on to be the winner in a 1-0 victory away to Slovakia. This is Portugal's fifth win in a row under former Everton coach Roberto Martinez, as he's got a great coaching record. After also coaching Belgium, leading Belgium to a third place finish in the 2018 World Cup. So Roberto Martinez is on course to helping Portugal qualify for next year's tournament in Germany. So obviously Portugal will be playing in Germany. Definitely they have qualified already. I mean, this is their fifth win, and Portugal won't slip up from this. So definitely they have qualified. And then we saw in the other game, Spain ran rampant over Georgia. Spain ran rampant over Georgia in a 7-1 trashing over Georgia. You know, what a game. Understand? And what a game for youngster Lamine Yamal, who did obviously choose to represent Spain over his home country, Morocco. We're not sure if that's a great choice, but of course for him that might be a great choice because obviously at Spain, perhaps he stands a chance of maybe winning the World Cup. But remember, Morocco is a country that just reached the semifinals of the World Cup. In the 2022 Qatar World Cup, and they've shown that like they are a nation that can compete at the highest level. With all the superstars that are in the team, Hakim Ziyech, Achraf Hakimi, Sofian Amrabat, Yusuf El Nasiri, great players, great stars. And, Lamine Yamal would have been a great addition to the star-studded formation of the Moroccan national team, but eventually he did choose to play. He did choose to play for Spain, and which is not a bad idea, which is not a bad choice, because Spain also does have superstars, and he definitely has a bright future, as he also did extend his contract with FC Barcelona to 2026-2027 season. What a gem he is. Only very young, only 16 years old. Only 16 years old. And he still has a long way to go. He's still going to be one of the greatest players we've ever seen. What a player. So obviously coming into this game, Spain are also on an impressive run, winning their last few games, as well as we saw they took the lead in the 22nd minute thanks to so without further ado, then Spain took the lead in the 22nd minute, thanks to Atletico Madrid striker Alvaro Morata, who was set up by PSG winger Marco Asensio, who has been on great form for Paris Saint-Germain, being the first player to score in 3 consecutive league games in his first 3 consecutive league games since Neymar did so after joining from Barcelona in 2017. And then obviously Spain doubled their advantage due to an own goal by Serbian defender Hivert Velia. And then obviously Spain went rampant in the third, scoring in the 38th minute, tripling their lead to 3-0 thanks to Dani Olmo, winger Dani Olmo, with a wonderful finish goal to send Spain rampant, they were rampant. I mean, after this goal, it was already over. Game was over, set, match done. Then obviously Spain went on to score the 4th before the halftime break. Again, Alvaro Morata getting his second goal of the game after being set up by Paris Saint-Germain midfielder Fabian Ruiz, who made it as Spain went rampant. And then obviously going into the second half, we saw a few substitutions. Athletic Bilbao winger Nicholas Williams coming on for Marco Asensio, and then Barcelona brilliant youngster Lamine Yamal coming on for Dani Olmo shortly before the halftime break, because obviously the match was already done, so there was nothing much to play for, and it was more of like giving youngsters an opportunity to play, to get some minutes under their belt for the national team. Then we saw obviously in the second half, Georgia did get a consolation thanks to Georgia Tak Vatadze getting a mere consolation for the home team as it was 4-1. And then record was broken in the 66th minute thanks to Alvaro Morata securing his hat trick after being set up by Real Sociedad midfielder Marcus Merino. Then we saw Nicholas Williams got his first goal for the net substitute. Nicholas Williams got his first goal for the Spain national team as he made it 6-1 thanks to a brilliant cross played by Valencia fullback Jose Gaya. And then history was made in the 74th minute as Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal became the first youngster, the youngest ever player to play for Spain, and the youngest ever player to score for the Spanish national team. I mean, this boy has been breaking records and records after records after records after records. Beating the record of his fellow Spanish compatriot who was also on the pitch, who was also later substituted minutes earlier before he scored his goal. Remember, Gavi made his debut at 17 years old, and he also, at that time, Gavi became the youngest player to score for the Spanish national team at the age of 17. But then the record was broken by Lamine Yamal in yesterday's game after he scored his first goal for the Spanish national team after being set up by fellow substitute Nicholas Williams. It was a great back pass by the Athletic Bilbao winger to set up the great youngster who scored his first goal for the Spanish national team. And wow, this boy is just a gem, man. He's got a bright future. I mean, he has become the youngest ever player to feature for Spain and score on debut and score for the national team. Remember, he became the youngest player to play for Barcelona at the age of 15 after he made his debut against Real Betis. So he's still a gem, and wow, he's got a bright future for the national team as well as for FC Barcelona. You know, he's definitely a great player to watch, and hopefully he can break more records and keep up with the consistency and not succumb to pressure.